Hey guys, welcome back to Just Be Handy. In my shorts that you saw about this Moen 1222 valve, I had an issue where it just would keep leaking. So I changed the old valve. This is the old valve, and I went to the store nearby, the hardware store, and picked up the new one. This is the old one that was failing me, and so I wanted to change it, and I did. But then what do you do with the old one? One option is to recycle, right? These are well made, and thankfully I found that for under $14 you could buy this Moen kit, which is 96988, to rebuild this Moen 1222 valve. And it comes with everything you need, and it's really simple to take care of. So let me open this box up and show you what's inside. You have your instructions on how to do it, even change the valve. So it comes with pretty good instructions on how to change the valve once you rebuild this one. And it's really fairly simple to get this apart. You just hold on to it, push, and then the valve comes out, and there's all the O-rings you have to change. And you basically get to keep this part, and this part is the one that gets discarded. So these are all the old parts. Here's all the new ones. You get a new body, you get all new O-rings, you get the lubricant, the new outer valves that keep force with the internals of that the whole body. And so once you rebuild it, you can lube up everything and then put it in a sandwich bag and then put it back in here to keep it for later. So it's a nice to have on hand in case, like in my situation, it was the night before Thanksgiving Day, and all the hardware stores were closed. And at 8:30 p.m., my wife tells me that the bathtub is leaking. What do? I had to shut the water off for the upstairs. Thankfully, I was able to do that and keep water for the downstairs. And then the day after Thanksgiving, I was able to go out and buy the new valve and replace it, and I did those 2 short videos on how to replace the valve. Now I'm just going to rebuild this, get it ready in case I ever run into anything, and it's only going to cost me $14, not $50 for a brand new valve. So always good to have these on hand, and why throw it away? Why not recycle it? So that's what I'll do next. I'll go get some tools to help me take these old O-rings off, clean any crud that may have built up on the copper here, and just kind of clean this all off to make sure everything is ready for next time. And remember, do buy the original Moen parts, because if you look online, a lot of the knockoffs, they have issues with the hammering effect, because you don't know if your plumber put in the right air gaps and so on into the piping, and then you may get this hammering effect because the valving isn't right. Moen does a nice job of valving, so you basically get the proper part. Those are things that you just can clean up, have it well lubed. And if you don't want to use this lube, another thing I use that works really well is just a petroleum jelly, like Vaseline or something, and just kind of fill it up in there. The water pressure is going to push that out, but it keeps it all nice and the rubber pliable, doesn't harden over the years. But again, keep it in a sandwich bag after you're done. Alright, so just some common tools you could use is just a nail that's used for hanging pictures, or a paint stirring, the paint can opener. If you have one of these, you can get them. Like this one says Ace Hardware, Home Depot has these. And then a nice piece of just Brillo pad to clean off some of this crud around here, you may need to just wet it or something to get this off. Maybe some WD-40 can help get that loose, but most of the cases you should be able to just take it right off with that. So the hardest O-ring I think is going to be this one, and it's good to use something like this little nail and just get it in there and kind of stretch it as you go around. And sorry, I'm trying to keep my hands in frame as I'm doing this, so bear with me. So there we go. Just get that in there and take that out. So I would recommend taking all the O-rings off first before moving on to anything else like cleaning and so on, or putting new O-rings on. This way you get to see the condition of the valve and where something may have been cut and so on. So I'm just removing all these O-rings. And as you can see, I'm just using a simple nail that you probably have in your picture hanging kit that you may have bought, or you probably bought some of these nails to hang pictures in your apartment or house. So shouldn't be hard to get these off. Okay, next we need to take a closer look at everything. You can see there's some deposits there. This can clean up a little bit with that Scotch-Brite. You can see there's a few lines here. Maybe some rust came through and got chafed this a little bit. But other than that, I wouldn't go to town on this, because this is what's used to seal with the O-rings. And then you could see it may need some cleaning in here. You could just get a piece of paper towel and go in there for that. Alright, so I'll go and clean it. I'll use the Scotch-Brite here, kind of like just kind of put it in here and do it with my fingers. Again, you might want to take this over to a sink, get it wet, maybe use some WD-40 and get as much of this off. So I'll go clean this out, doing that. I'll clean this here. I'll get into these grooves with the Scotch-Brite and paper towel. Touch this up a little bit. Don't go to town on it, and just do it underwater while you have the sink going. And then very lightly. You just don't want to apply too much pressure. You see how much it can clean it up, and I haven't even done this wet. When you do it wet, it actually will be more aggressive. Alright. Okay, so one of the things that was harder to work on is trying to get the scale off. So I just took that nail, and you see how the nail's got some square portions to it, or kind of squared off portions. You could just take that and use that to kind of dig in there. I tried doing it with my fingernail, but it wasn't as good. And just get it loose for now. Use some hot water first maybe, and then just get in there. Again, you could use some WD-40, but just go ahead and try to knock as much as you can off. You don't have to get it all off. But once you get it loose, it's more susceptible to breaking down. It's kind of like a plaque, and that's because the copper is a little corroded, or brass, whatever you want to call it. It's a little bit more corroded from just all the things in the water. I have well water with a lot of minerals. There's a little corrosion there. So yeah, just break it down and then use the Scotch-Brite again to clean it up. And then in a plate I put some petroleum jelly here, and then I used the Moen lubricant, and I just sprayed it in here for later so I can work without getting it dirty. Then what you would want to do is start getting the O-rings on the middle O-rings and then work out. So these two O-rings are what we will put in first and then go to the outer. But again, I'm just making sure all these grooves are clean in here. Everything is clean, and made sure all the water flowed through all these areas really well. There's nothing stuck in there, just looking around. No pieces of rust or gunk. and then I'll just get as much of this off. All right, so just went back and I just again kept scraping with this nail and using hot water and then the Scotch-Brite to clean this area. I didn't put the Scotch-Brite on this brass area because I don't want to wear that out. And again, you remember there were some vertical lines, you could probably see them here. Now you can't feel them with your finger just by taking that Scotch-Brite and moving it lightly through there. Another thing is there's a valve in here. You can hear that. That should move freely like that. It shouldn't be stuck. If it's stuck, clean it out with some WD-40 and then keep shaking it and maybe even get in there with the nail and move that around. I don't know if you could see that I can move the valve around with the nail. Just so that you know you've gotten everything out, because there may be a piece of rust from your pipes or something that got stuck in there, minerals that built up that stuck the valve open, but should be nice and easy like that. Now we can start rebuilding it, and again I'm going to start with the O-rings in the middle and then work out. Okay, so let's do that next. We shouldn't really need any tools to put this together. We should be able to do it by hand. Take the O-ring, and again I've got the lubricant on here. You know, just put the lube on there, get it in pretty good so it gives it flexibility, and then just start working it through. You could see it made it through here. We're just going to take it to the next level, and these 3 O-rings are all the same size, so you don't have to worry about it. So in this case, don't use the nail, maybe just use something blunt like this can opener and just kind of pull it over. Keep working it like that and then move it over to the next one. Okay, next O-ring, same size. Get it into the lube, work it through, and then get that on there. Should be able to, again, just do it by hand. There we go. So those 2 are done. Now we go to these. Again, the one in the center first from this side. Trying to get it on by hand, which should go easily. There we go. There. So we got that on there. Make sure all of it has that. Now it's time for this guy. We can put some on the shaft because it's steel. It's a brass shaft. This one may be a little bit harder to try and get on by hand. Again, get the O-ring nice and wet. If you want, you could actually add some Vaseline on there. It's not going to hurt anything. You got to watch out for these edges if they're a little sharp. Put your finger on there, hold it, and then just kind of stretch it, and then it'll go over, and then slide it over. Try to use your fingers. There we go, nice and tight in there. Now I like to put a little Vaseline on there, but I'll do that before I put it away. Now the outer here on this guy, the new piece, needs this bigger O-ring, and that could be put in here like that. So we'll get some lube on them. Make sure it goes on the inside, and first stretch it over this, and then over like that. There we go. And then these guys too, make sure you lubricate those. Make sure you get the lubricant in here. And also for this guy. And then these just go in here like this. Okay, now the next crucial part is getting this in here without cutting anything. So here's what I like to do. Just take a little petroleum jelly and kind of put it on the edge. And again, the water pressure will push this out and it's not going to hurt anything. And just get it on here so that when you push this through, nothing is going to catch on those O-rings and then get them cut. And it should take a little force to get these in. See how that O-ring kind of is in there, and then we just twist and put it in. And it's almost all the way home. There we go. You can hear that click. And just check by turning it by hand. And it looks to be good now. So again, we can put a little petroleum gel in here, and we already have some here, and we can get some in this guy. And then when we turn it, that petroleum gel is going to fill the whole inside with that as well. There we go. And then put these back on. Like so. Doesn't hurt to put some here as well. And again, now you just put it in a sandwich bag and it'll be ready to rock and roll for the next time you need it. So I'll put this here for now while I go get that sandwich bag. Okay, here's the sandwich bag. Put it in. Kind of get it snug in there. Try to squeeze all the air out as you roll it. That way the rubber seals will stay nice and malleable for years to come. I mean, this thing can sit in here for 15 years and it should still be good. And hopefully you won't have a problem again, but if you do, and instead of running out, you have it ready to go, and you can put it back in the old box that you bought for the original. And now you know that it's a new rebuilt part. And these older O-rings, if they're in good shape, why not keep them? So just check them over, see if there's any cuts or anything embedded in them. And you can definitely put these in a little sandwich bag that's separate and keep them somewhere. And just get lube and everything over them. And there you have it. Hope that was helpful. Please give us a thumbs up. And again, this was kit 96988 from Moen. And I did buy the 1222 valve to fix my issue that I and we're good to go. All right. Have a blessed day.